Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom. We are back once again with the Sabbath Sense. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahawashi. This is your brother Asa with the Iron Horn of Zion, and I'm joined by my good brother. I'm going to let him introduce his own self. You have the floor, King.
Shalom, Shalom, Ashar Shabbat, Yasharala, brother Abitapia, Iron Horns Design.
Khan. Yeah, it's been it's been a week. We've been having sickness in the family. I'd like to apologize for us not having this Sabbath since the previous week, but in this life that we go through, things are gonna come up that you just gotta pay attention to in that moment for the overall health of your family. And the scriptures say that he that does not provide for his own household, he is worse than an infidel. So, brothers, be sure that you are being mindful and using wisdom in everything that you do to make sure that you do not neglect the care and the health of your own families. Shoot, man, it's another week done. Work done. We are back to the Sabbath rest. We're here to give the Lord all his praise that is due to him, and we're here to learn. We are here to continue in the fifth part of Ecclesiasticus Chapter 2 to give you the motivation that you need. As I've stated previously, if you are anywhere familiar with this faith, with the well goodness that the Bible provides, you are very familiar with Sirach chapter 2. If you ever need to be motivated, uplifted, to be reintroduced to what your purpose and your duty is, this is a chapter that you need to have ready to go at any moment. And without further ado, we're not going to waste any more time. As we do in the spirit of the Sabbath sense, we are going to start with a law of the day. And for our law, we'll be going to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 1. And before we read, as we always do, we like to preface you for this class by telling you the key items that you will need for success. First and foremost, you are going to need your Bible. This is the tool that you will use to cut through all the false ideologies, blasphemies, and wickedness that this world presents to us on a daily basis. Following that, you'll need something to write with and something to write on. There's no point being in any classroom setting without having notes to refer back to after said class has ended. You may need this motivation. You may need to flip back to your notes to get further edification on Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. And how are you going to do that without having your notes? And above all this, you will need a sincere and meek spirit fit to learn, study, and grow in the wisdom and power of the Most High God. So, without further ado, if you would do the honors and read the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 1.
God. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
So, if you see your brother's possession not in your brother's possession, it is your job as a brother to hold that thing in until your brother come back to get it. That doesn't mean that you take it for your own self. That doesn't mean that you steal it and use it up. That means that you hold it, that you're a safeguard over the thing that your brother owns until he returns to get it. Next verse there.
God. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thy own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again.
And it's something very key that we see here. Even if you don't know who this brother is, it may be someone foreign to you that you never seen, someone that just moved into the neighborhood or something like that. That doesn't mean that you steal from them just because you don't know them. You still do your brotherly duty to hold that thing until they come seeking for it. We are a nation built on integrity, and we keep that. Next verse.
In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his remnant, and with all lost thing of thy brothers which he have lost, and thou have found, shalt thou do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself.
So it doesn't stop with your brother's cattle. It doesn't stop with your brother's clothing. It goes with anything that is your brother's. If you see your brother or your sister drop some money, that doesn't mean that you treat them as the doggone lick and you keep it. That means that you pick it up and you give it back to them. If you see them drop anything, it can be doggone the smallest doggone watch that has zero value to it. It can be that doggone Rugrats watch that you got from that Burger King bag back in 1999. And your favorite character might be Tommy, but that's your brother's Tommy watch. So you get that thing back. All right. And as we do with the spirit of the Sabbath sense, we like to go into the words of edification that give the Lord praise. We like to go into these psalms, the poetry that has been provided to us, that we can lift the name of the Lord up high. So for our psalm of the day, we'll be going to the book of Psalms, chapter 145, and let's get verse 1. Because it is a just thing for us to give the Lord praise each and every day. And on the Sabbath sense, we make a strong effort to do so.
The book of Psalms, chapter 145, verse 1. I will extol thee, my Yahweh, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever.
So we will bless the name of the Lord forever. Reading on.
Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable.
The Lord's greatness is unsearchable. You can look high, you can look low, you can look for 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, forever. You will never reach the limit of the Lord's greatness. Keep on reading up.
One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts.
And this is why it's important to teach these laws, statutes, and commandments to your children and your children's children, so the praise of the Lord can continue even when you are gone. Reading on.
I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty and of thy wondrous works.
And that is what we should be doing every day. Speaking of the wondrous works of the Lord, how he brought us through the Red Sea, how he gave us the lively oracles, how he defeated our enemies, how he placed us in our own kingdom. And it's even a mighty work to take the great kingdom that we were to bring us low, bring us through captivity, raise us up again. Bring us low, bring us through captivity, raise us up again. The Lord is mighty in everything that he does, and we need to learn about the things that the Lord has done so we can see how it translates into the current position that we are in now. Reading on, King.
Verse 6. And men shall speak of the might of thy terrible acts, and I will declare thy greatness.
Hey, and the Lord is a man of war. Everything that he do is mighty. Everything can cut you down. Everything that he does can lift you up, depending on what side of that judgment you are on. The Lord is great. So don't ever downplay the praise of him. He is the one that creates peace and creates evil. He is the one that creates light and the darkness. The Lord is beyond amazing. Reading on, King.
They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness.
And that is what our job is, to continue to praise the name of the Most High God. Next verse.
The Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and great mercy.
And we thank him for that mercy. We thank him for him showing compassion to his people. And we thank him for staying his anger each and every day so we can get right. Because to be honest, we are not worthy of this grace. We are not worthy of the mercy that he provides us. We mess up every single day. We do things wrong that we know that we shouldn't. Shoot, Paul said in the book of Romans chapter 7, the thing that I would not do is the thing that I do, roughly paraphrasing, meaning that I would love to be in a perfect state, but in this fleshly body, I am capable of sin. So we thank the Lord for not killing us, because as we know, the wages of sin is death. So we should have been destroyed a long time ago. But because of the grace and the mercy of the Most High God, we stand to this very day. We're able to get on this Sabbath Sense class. We're able to go into the words of life and get edification to further learn how to make ourselves better, so we may be counted worthy of the mercy that the Lord has prepared for his saints. And as we do also in the spirit of the Sabbath Sense, we like to get into our original language by going into a Paleo Hebrew word of the week. And this week's Paleo Hebrew word is latash. And we see the Paleo characters la, ta, sha. The last two combine to form the tash sound. And this word means to sharpen, to hone in the sense of narrowing the blade edge by using a whetstone or hammer in the physical sense, or to narrow the eyes in the sense of looking sharply, as in squinting. And our Strong's reference is H3913. Once again, our Paleo Hebrew word of the week is latash, and it means to sharpen. And to go along with our Paleo Hebrew word, I like to pull the book of Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 17. Bring that out for me up.
The book of Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
Iron sharpens iron, meaning that a strong metal sharpens a strong metal. And this is related to how you and your friends are. If you are constantly surrounding yourself by weak individuals, people made of grass, people made of paper, people made of doggone air, how do you think that you are going to end up? You're going to end up rusted. You're going to end up weak. You're going to end up brittle. So it's very important that you surround yourself with people who are also strong and mighty in the faith, strong and mighty in their mentality, so that you can become stronger with them. All right. And that was our Paleo Hebrew word of the week. So it's time to get into the nitty gritty. It's time to get into part 5 of Motivation 101, Ecclesiasticus Chapter 2. So if my brother will, we are going to read Sirach 2 verses 1 through 8, because this is what we left off at. Bring that out when you.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
Hey, that is mighty. When you have chosen to make the decision to serve the Lord, you have to prepare yourself for temptation. Prepare yourself for many obstacles to come your way to get you out of the faith, to get you out of the spirit, to bring you back to the world, to get you to sin. These things are going to come your way because you have made the decision to serve the Most High God. But the scriptures tell us when these temptations come, you got to set your mind right, meaning that you got to focus, meaning that you got to be aware of all the trickery. You got to be aware of anything that's coming your way that can potentially get you out of the spirit, meaning that you got to know how to avoid things. And this doesn't just stop after you do this once, twice, 5 times, 10 times. You have to constantly endure through the trials and tribulations. But through you enduring through these trials and tribulations, you have the capability to cleave to the Most High God, meaning that he will go before you. He will be your protector. So it doesn't matter what type of obstacle you're faced with, whether you're poor, whether you're homeless, whether your family's turning their back on you, whether anything is going in a wrong way in your life, you know that you are going to see it through because the Lord is near unto you. So by you having that fear in the Lord, you don't have anything to worry about because you know that the Lord is going to take care of you through everything. So as we get into more of this illustrious chapter here, we are going to find out more and more about having hope, joining the Lord, and waiting for the mercy that he has prepared for us. And as we continue through, I pray that you all get this edification because these are words that we need to hear. Yes, it's very important to, excuse me, to break down prophecy. It's very important to know your history and so on and so forth. But that isn't going to do you any good if you don't have the motivation to continue in this walk, to continue to study, to continue to push forward when you're having that bad day, when you're stuck in a hospital room and you don't have the capabilities to read, you don't have the capabilities to be around brothers and sisters to lift you up. How are you going to be when you are by yourself? This is why we need this motivation. This is why we need these words to lift us up, and we need to bear them deep within our own spirit so they're always dwelling with us. So for today's lesson, we'll be going into verse number 9. If you cannot read that for me.
God, the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus Chapter 2, verse 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy.
So for us that fear the Lord, we shouldn't just be soaking in our sadness. We shouldn't have that woe is me spirit. We shouldn't wake up with that another day type spirit. No, we should be hoping in the joy. We should be hoping for good, and we should be hoping for the mercy. But there's a key thing here. You first must understand what it is to fear the Lord, to serve the Lord, so that you can have this joy. Because let's be honest, if it wasn't for the Lord, you would be out here in this world sad, depressed, because it's nothing here for us. You got polluted air, you got GMO foods, everything is made of plastic. You got bills, you got worries, you got sickness, you got everything coming against you every single day. Prices of everything keep going up. There is no relief in this world here. So you best be serving the Most High God to have some form of peace and something to look forward to. But we first have to understand what it means to fear the Most High God. Let us go into the book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10.
book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever.
So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of your wisdom. By you fearing the Lord, you are taking the first steps to be wise and to be smart in this life. And it says, a good understanding have all they that do what? Keep his commandments. So to fear the Lord is to obey what he says do. To fear the Lord is to learn what he says do. To fear the Lord is to learn what he says do and to apply it to your everyday life. Let's move forward to the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 20.
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus Chapter 19, verse 20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotency.
Omnipotency.
Omnipotency. Shalakia.
It's all good, brother. So one thing that I like to do when we get into these difficult words is to look up what they mean. So I'm gonna share my screen with y'all, and we're gonna look at this word. Omnipotent means one who has unlimited power or authority. So the Lord has ultimate power. So what is this verse saying? It is making an equality here. The fear of the Lord equals what? Wisdom. Wisdom equals what? The performance of the law. So we don't have to wonder anymore what it means to fear the Lord. We don't have to wonder anymore what is true wisdom, because the Bible is making it very plain for us. Read that one more time, King.
God. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotency.
And also, you keeping the law is you understanding that the Lord has all the power, because it is plainly put to us. If we keep the commandments, we will be blessed. But if we don't keep the commandments, we will die. We will be cursed. We will go through utter hell. So this is that omnipotent power. He has the capability to bless you beyond all means and all measure. And on the opposite side, he has the power to cast you down, kill you, and destroy your soul. We truly serve the mighty God. I'm not going to say a mighty God, because there is none in comparison to him. He is the mighty God. So we better serve him, because that's the smart thing to do if you want to live, if you want to be blessed, if you want to have any form of success. It all starts with the fear of the Most High God. Now let's move forward, and I want you to read Sirach 2 and verse 9 one more time, King.
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus Chapter 2, verse 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
So the first thing that it says is to hope for good. Let us move to the book of Psalms, chapter 25 and verse 12.
The book of Psalms, chapter 25, verse 12. What man is he that feareth the Lord? Him shall he teach in the way that he shall choose.
So by you fearing the Lord, you are directed in the way that you should go. Read it on.
His soul shall dwell at ease, and his seed shall inherit the earth.
Now, doesn't that sound good? Your soul dwelling at ease, meaning that you don't have to worry about anything. You have zero worries now by you simply doing what? Fearing in the Lord. And it goes on further saying that his seed shall inherit the earth, meaning that all those that descend from you will always have what? Rulership. They will inherit the everlasting life. They will have nations under them. They will have the riches of the Gentiles brought to them by them simply fearing the Lord. And these are things that we have to hope for, because currently we don't own this earth. We are subject to payments. We get money, we spend money, we get money, we spend money, and we're living paycheck to paycheck. We don't own any organizations. We don't own the countries to even benefit from these taxes. We are constantly being in a position of being a consumer rather than a manufacturer. So we're constantly in this cycle of losing. But by us fearing the Lord and having that endurance to the end, we will win ultimately when that end does come. So these are things that you should be hoping for. Hope for the salvation of the Lord. Hope for the next world to come. You got to keep on pushing through. All right, let's move to the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 12.
The book of Revelations, chapter 22, verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be.
So we have to hope for that good reward, because it is coming quickly. So knowing this, we have to be pushing more and more to get ourselves right. Knowing this, we have to offend less. Knowing this, that we got to sharpen our swords more so that we can prepare when that true fight comes. Let's move forward to the book of Haggai, chapter 2 and verse 6. And that's right after Zephaniah and right before Zechariah, for everyone trying to find it.
Would you say 1 and 6?
2 and verse 6.
The book of Haggai, chapter 2, verse 6. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens, and the earth, and the sea, and the dry land.
So this is also saying that the reward is coming quickly. It says, yet in a little while will these things come to pass. Reading on.
And I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come, and I will fill this house with glory, saith the Lord of hosts.
And the Lord will fill us with what? Glory. Next verse.
The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, saith the Lord of hosts.
Read.
The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former, saith the Lord of hosts. And in this place will I give peace, saith the Lord of hosts.
This is something that we should be hoping for. Now, we have read of Solomon's kingdom. We have read of the ivory stone throne. We have read of the golden candlesticks. We have read of the house built on cedar. We have read of his servants being doggone dressed like kings. We have read of the riches that have been provided for us in the past. But it says that the glory of the house to come would be far beyond what has ever existed. So when you think about the richest kingdom that you have ever studied or ever seen, it is nothing compared to what is to come. This is something that we should be hoping for the peace of knowing that you will have everlasting life, hoping for that glory that the Lord is going to bring. These are things that we should be meditating on more than our own sorrow, more than our own woes. All right.
Mhm.
And I want us to also think about Job. Think about how Job had it. He had riches, he had land, he had crops, he had cattle, he had children, he had a great house, riches and everything. And the Lord stripped it all from him because he had to put him through that furnace of adversity. But how did Job end up at the very end? Let's go to Job chapter 42 and verse 12.
The book of Job, chapter 42, verse 12. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning. For he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 yoke of oxen and 1,000 she-asses.
So the Lord blessed the latter of Job, meaning the ending of him, more than anything that he had previously. Next verse there.
And he had also 7 sons and 3 daughters.
And he had way more sons and daughters than he had previously, just by him going through that fire, by him going through the struggle. And Job was down bad. And some of us may be down bad right now. But we are supposed to have that hope for the goodness that is to come from the Lord by us simply doing what he says do. All right. Let's go back to Sirach 2 and verse 9 one more time.
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus Chapter 2, verse 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
All right. So it also says that we should be hoping for what? For the joy of the Lord. All right. So what we are going to do now is we are going to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and we're going to get verse 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 5. Hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out of for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed.
So boom, it says, hear the word of the Lord, who? Ye that tremble at his word. So to tremble at the word means what? That you fear the Lord, meaning that you are doing what? Keeping his commandments. You are doing things properly. So it says that your brethren that hated you, that cast you out, said, let the Lord be glorified. So they aren't keeping the commandments, but they think that they are serving the Lord. They're not moving in the proper way because they have been beguiled by the cares of this world. They've been beguiled by whatever religious system that they were brought up in, to think, oh, all I gotta do is have faith, all I gotta do is pay my tithes and I'm good. No. You are supposed to be fearing the Lord in the proper way, which is you doing what? Keeping his commandments. But the problem that we have is our people do not study for themselves. It has been told to us over and over and over. If you want to hide anything from a nigga, put it where? In a book. Because our people do not read. If we simply open this book and took out time to read, we would know what it truly means to serve the Most High God. And that's you doing what he says do, not what the pastor said do, not what the deacon said do, not what TD Jake said do, not what any of these prosperity teachers say do, but actually doing what the Lord says do. The scripture says at the coming of the Lord, he will appear unto them. How? They will be shamed. But for us that are truly serving him, us that are truly fearing him, he is going to come to us as a beautiful joy, because we know that his coming means salvation. We know that the coming of the Lord means that we will now be granted access to the kingdom and we won't have any more worries. Now, I want to move forward in the same chapter, and I want to get verse 10 there. And it reads, Rejoice ye with Jerusalem, and be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her. So, there's something very, very key here. It says that those who are mourning for Jerusalem, those that are crying and sighing against the wicked abominations of this world, these will be the same ones who will be doing what? Rejoicing in the very end. Let us pause here and move to the book of Ezekiel chapter 9, and let's get verse 4.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that are done in the midst of thereof.
So this is the Lord telling the angels to set that mark upon the men who are crying out against the wicked abominations of this world. Those are casting down all the wicked philosophies that are presented to us and are uplifting the true ways of the Most High God. If we flip back to Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 10, I'm gonna read it briefly. It says, Rejoice ye with Jerusalem, and be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her. To mourn for Jerusalem is to cry out about all the wicked things that are being done in the midst of the Lord's people. When we go to Ezekiel 9, it's saying that that mark is going to be set upon those who are crying out. And what is going to happen to the people that are crying out against the wickedness of this whole world? Read verse 5, King.
And to the others he said in my hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
So there is going to come time at the very end when the Lord is going to send his death angels to go through and slaughter and maim and kill and destroy. But it's going to be something specifically reserved for those who have that mark on them, those who have been crying out. This is a righteous mark. This is counter to the mark of the beast. Reading on there, King.
Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark and began at any sanctuary, at Shlaki, and began at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
So the Lord isn't showing any mercy. He killing children. He killing babies. He killing women. He's going through slaughter. But for those who have that mark of crying out, casting down all the wickedness of this world, they will not be touched because they will be inheriting the kingdom to come. This is very, very plain. Conking.
With verse 5, I don't know the precept, but with verse 5, go with the how they said that the brothers would not be fishermen anymore, but they had become hunters.
Absolutely.
That's
But
what, yeah, that's what I thought they went with that.
but because we also know that the word angel simply means what? Messenger. So we are also the messengers of the Most High God when we teach this word in its proper way.
One
Now,
more question.
Conking.
Fuck you. Is this right? Verse 5, is this right around the time when it's a famine of the word?
Well, this would be on more so towards the end once on Jacob's trouble is like wrapping up, and it's time for the Lord to crack that sky to come and save us.
God, the water.
No problem, King. All right, going back to Isaiah chapter 66. I want you to read verse 11.
God. The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 11. That ye may suck and be satisfied with the breast of her consolations, that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory.
So the same way how a baby, a crying baby, is satisfied with his mother's milk, that is how we will be satisfied when the kingdom comes. Note in the previous verse, it is telling those that are mourning for Jerusalem, those that are crying out for Jerusalem, to be filled with that joy. Because the same way as that crying baby is screaming and whining, turning red in the face, as soon as mommy comes near, the baby starts to settle down. Once the baby is in mommy's arm, it may still be whining some, but it's starting to cool out. And then once it finally gets that milk, that baby is at peace. And we are the children of the Most High God, and He is going to satisfy us with what is just due for His saints. And that satisfaction for us is making it where? To the kingdom. Reading on.
God. That ye may suck and be satisfied with her breast of her constellations. I read that one already. Shalakia.
Verse 12.
But God. But thus said the Lord, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall ye suck. Ye shall be borne upon her sides and be dangled upon her knees.
Meaning that we will be at complete safety in our homeland then. Because we are going to have all the glory, all the riches, all the silk, all the spices and everything brought from these Gentile lands, and they're going to build up our kingdom. So the same way how a baby is happy once it's in on his mama's side, and you bouncing it on your knee, and it's feeling that utter joy. That's the same thing that we are going to feel once the kingdom comes for us. All right. Now let us move to the book of Psalms, chapter 5, and let's get verse 11.
The book of Psalms, chapter 5, verse 11. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee.
So by us finding joy in the Lord, we also find what? Protection. Next verse.
For thou, Lord, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield.
So this protection is exclusively reserved for who? The righteous. And what makes us righteous? Classic verse. Let's go to Deuteronomy 6, verse 25.
You said 25.
6 and 25.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our Yahweh, as he have commanded us.
So we see that the righteous are also those that fear the Lord, because the fear of the Lord is you keeping the commandments. You being righteous is you keeping the commandments. You having wisdom is keeping the commandments. So fear of the Lord equals wisdom. Wisdom equals righteousness. Righteousness equals keeping the commandments. All these things share equality with each other. All right. Let's move to the book of Psalms, chapter 16 and verse 8.
The book of Psalms, chapter 16, verse 8. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved.
So if you set the Lord before everything that you do, you don't have to worry about anything. This is a pure joy set for those who do it. Fear him. Next verse.
Come. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope.
So it's something very, very important here. Fearing the Lord, letting the Lord go before you also gives you what? Peace of mind. This says on what in verse 9. Therefore, my heart is glad. And by us studying, we know that the heart correlates to the mind. So your mind will be what? Happy. By you doing what? Letting the Lord go before everything that you do. Reading on that, King.
Uh, verse.
10.
Okay, come. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption.
So by you hoping in the good, in the joy, and in the mercy, you are saved from the evil that is coming. Because this world is definitely going to be destroyed. So you better joy in the Lord. You better hope for the good things. But this is only reserved for those that do it. Fear him. And fearing him is doing what? Keeping his commandments. Next verse.
Thou wilt shew me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
So you come into the presence of the most high God by you taking heed to his word. And this says that the Lord has pleasures designated for us. This is something that we should be hoping for every single day. So it isn't time to mope. It isn't time to worry about every single problem. It's time to look for the goodness of the Lord that is to come for his chosen people. So get that sad face off. And it's time to joy in the Most High God. All right. Let's go back to the Sirach 2 and verse 9.
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus Chapter 2, verse 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
So we also need to hope for what? Mercy. Now we have covered mercy several times in our previous lessons. We went over the Lord's on mercy pretty much every time when we go into our Psalms. The Lord is very merciful to his people. He gives us time after time to get things right. Now it is time for us to take full hold of it and not go off anymore. Because he is waiting for us to get this thing right, y'all. So stop playing around. It's time to study more. It's time to fast more. It's time to use more application of the words of life. It's time to tame your doggone tongue more. It's time to work in the fruits of the spirit more. It's time to increase more and more and more. Let us go to the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 68.
The book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people.
So for the Lord to redeem us is for the Lord to have mercy upon us. And note, it said, blessed be the Lord God of Israel. He isn't for everybody. The Lord shows favoritism toward you. Take full advantage of it. Get yourself right. The Lord is saving us from all this wickedness, from all of our enemies. It's time to do our part to be worthy of it. Jump to verse 72.
God. To perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant.
And the Lord has raised up Christ for this specific reason here, to perform the mercy that he promised to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to say that this seed will be innumerable, to say that this seed will be ruling, to say that this seed will bless them that bless them, and them that oppose them shall be cursed, to give them the inheritance of the whole world. This is designated for us. Let's move to the book of Tobit, chapter 3, and let's get verse 2.
The book of Tobit, chapter 3, verse 2. O Lord, thou art just, and all thy works and all thy ways are mercy and truth, and thou judgest truly and justly forever.
It says that all the works and all the ways of the Lord, they are mercy and they are true. So don't count it as a grievous thing when you're going through it, when you catch hell. That is part of the Lord's own mercy, because he could have killed you easily. Don't be grieved when you see death and the destruction happening to other people. That's the Lord's mercy, because he could be saving them from something worse that is to come. All the ways of the Lord are mercy, and all the ways of the Lord our truth. So we cannot start to fathom anything that the Lord has had on prepared for us. With all of His ways being mercy, meaning that once we finally get to the kingdom, things are going to be unbelievable. We have seen wealth in this world. We have seen big houses, fancy cars, so on and so forth. But that is dust compared to what is to come for us.
Uh,
So continue in that hope of the Lord. Continue to be in His goodness, in His joy, and let His mercy reign over you forever. Now let us read Sirach 2 verses 1 through 9 straight through.
uh, the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus Chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thy come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall, Shalakia. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
And I pray that these words resonate with you as you continue in the Sabbath day. Continue to strive with your all to serve the Most High God with everything that you have. Continue to endure through all the afflictions that are coming your way. Continue to dwell in the fear of the Lord no matter what situation that you are placed in, because there is a reward coming for you. There is something far beyond what you can even believe coming your way by you simply doing what you are supposed to do. And to close, let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 6 and verse 24.
The book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 24. The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
May Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi bless you and keep you always. Read.
The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee.
May Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi shine his face upon you and be gracious unto you always. Read.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace.
May Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi lift his countenance upon you and give you peace always. Read.
And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them.
Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi Barakatham Yasha'Allah. And with that, if my brother doesn't have anything to add, we'll be closing on out.
Nah.
Khan. Well, once more, we would like to say, Kal Halal Yahweh Bahasham Hamashiach Yahawashi, which means all praises to the Most High God in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ. This has been Brother Asa and Brother Abadathia with the Iron Horn of Zion, bidding you a hearty and a mighty Shabbat Shalom. Kwame
So
Shalom.
long. From Yashua.